So did Virginia blow it? Did she give a bad answer representing the KVJ show on this big podcast interview that she was doing yesterday when she was asked the question, what is KVJ's craziest moment?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
You going to say she blew it?
Haven't even heard her answer.
Okay.
Is it insulting?
No, I definitely blew it. I just wasn't ready for it. You know, when you're like talking about one thing and like I was focused on the movie.
Yeah.
I was focused on the stuff going on at the Maltz Theater. They built this whole like podcast studio. It was really nice. Andrew that runs it over there, he does this podcast and his little show. And it's actually a pretty nice room they built. And I just didn't think that he was going to ask me what the craziest KVJ moment ever was. So I blanked.
What weak answer did you give?
I gave the stupidest answer. I was just like, I was trying to make it so it wasn't, too risque because it is kind of a different classy audience.
Then why are we having a movie there then?
Wow. Uh-oh.
No, I mean that's tuning in for his podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I couldn't think. I blanked and I was like, oh, that St. Patty's Day that we got so drunk that we couldn't even do our last radio breaks on the air.
Oh, okay, cool. So you went and did an interview about a movie that I'm making and told a story that I wasn't involved in with at all before I even got on the show.
I didn't say that.
Oh, cool. Great press tour you're on here. Way to sell it. That is so not the most craziest thing.
I know. I just immediately after I said it, I was like, oh, that was such a stupid answer. Because we've done way more crazy stuff than that, but I just blanked.
They're actually going to think I'm not even on the show.
I didn't say who did it. I just said we.
She told a 1999 story.
I did.
Yeah, it's not the right answer, but I think the right answer is somewhat connected to St. Patty's Day. I don't know how you guys would answer it. To me, the craziest moment that we've had on the show, and I think it was when we were at Mulligan's in Jensen Beach and for St. Patrick's Day when we had the wrestling event that went on there. And it turned real, and the fight got real, and the wrestlers body slammed Jaybird on the concrete. There was a fight going on. Jaybird's friend Bigfoot was trying to fight them. There were kids there that were crying because they were so confused by the violence that was happening.
One was Magnolia, Virginia's daughter.
My daughter was a kid. She was in my arms, and she was like, "Mommy, why are they hurting Jason?"
There's a part of the video where she's like crying, and like Master Soda is with a Yoda mask on, is like trying to console.
It was terrible.
The wrestlers get into a bus. Your friend Bigfoot with the Bigfoot mask off, but the rest of the body on, is on top of the bus trying to
shaking it.
He's trying to punch them through the windows.
He's shaking the bus.
They're driving away with him on top of the bus trying to punch them through the windows. And I'm like, it's pretty insane, actually. This is pretty crazy.
Insane.
It was. And honestly, it started even on the morning show. We brought a couple of the wrestlers in to kind of just hype up the event. And the dude gave me a slap, a body slap. And he went so hard. I really thought for a second I was going to have a heart attack. He hit me so hard in the chest. And Kevin had this look on his face like, oh my gosh, this bird.
We thought wrestling was fake.
Yeah, then the girl like legitimately body like choke slammed me. And so I knew then that they were definitely intense.
They think it's real.
Well, I think they want to. I think what happens is when they see clowns like me wanting to get in the ring and get all jokey, they want to remind people like myself that this ain't your grandma's knitting class. We go through bumps and bruises, and you wanna feel a slap, radio boy? Well, boom, and he did.
Wow.
I remember that dude. Romeo was his name.
Romeo. Yeah. I wonder where he is today.
He was still on the circuit when you almost got kicked out of the last wrestling event because Virginia was so drunk she kept interrupting the matches. I'm like, Virginia, they don't. This is all planned out. They're not expecting you to run up to the ring. I mean, I can't imagine why they want to beat our ass so bad. All he did was mess up their shows.
I was going off script. I didn't even know there was a script.
Kevin, it was so uncomfortable because she started screaming in the middle of things when she should have been screaming. Everyone's like the wrestlers are looking back at her going, lady, shut up. You're ruining it.
If I had $1 for every time I've heard that.
Yeah. So I think Virginia did blow with that answer. That's how I would put our craziest moment. Is there one that you think trumps it that is bigger than that?
I thought the Rob Schneider fight was pretty insane just because I was sitting right next to him, and it was bizarre because as a little kid, my family and I used to watch Rob Schneider's comedy acts all the time. So it was a bit of a surreal moment to be in a verbal fight with Rob Schneider going, is this really happening? I thought that was crazy because he then went across the country and did a press tour, and any radio show he could get on, he ripped us a new one to the point where he got on Howard Stern and started talking about us, and Howard Stern was calling me a name I can't say on the air. And then the Rob Schneider goes, the one guy I fought with, I mean, I think he was drunk, didn't have any talent. That's what he said about me. Which I thought was kind of cool. I'm like, they're bagging us on Stern. This is amazing.
Some people are saying Virginia drunk at the Dolphins game.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was fun.
That deserving of number one.
It was out there because it was a Sunday broadcast, and typically they don't let you talk more than 20 seconds on a Sunday broadcast, and your segment was 7 minutes long.
I could not believe how long she was talking.
You texted me. You said, or called me.
I did.
You got to turn on the radio.
I called the station first. I'm like, hit record. I said, get everything. I said, do not miss a second of this. And so that was my first call. And then the second call is like, Bird, you have to get to the radio and fast. Virginia is, I don't know what's going on, and they're not stopping her. I'm like, I couldn't believe that bosses didn't shut this thing down. And it was break after break. She did like a whole morning show live from the Dolphins game.
It was one of those
She must have talked 50 minutes in that hour. I couldn't even believe it.
We started tailgating at like 7. So, I started drinking at like 7. You just heard what started happening at 9.
Oh, my
So from
gosh.
7 to 9, I was drinking.
Yeah, I could not believe it.
I just couldn't believe the length of it because I just know how Sundays are when they go, you better keep it quick, no more than 20 seconds.
Not that Sunday.
No, which proves that no bosses were listening.
The bosses must have all been sleeping in.
They had to have been.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the top nominees right now for KVJ's craziest moment, the wrestling gone wrong, the Rob Schneider interview, Virginia drunk at the Dolphins game. Is there any other one that you would say would compete with those three for the craziest moment?
I mean,
that's what I've got right now.
the time Virginia interrupted a photo shoot. It was Gallagher, the comedian, and he was taking photos with our competing morning show that was right next to us. She goes in the middle of their photo shoot, takes Gallagher out of their photo shoot, brings him into the studio. He thinks we're in a commercial break, so Kevin just starts talking to him on a live microphone, asking him how he's doing and how he's selling the show. He's like, it's going terrible. No tickets are being sold. All this is being broadcast live. How terrible his show is doing. Virginia is asking him weird questions. I asked if I could pet his mustache. He's like, no.
That didn't go well.
And the morning show did not like our moves.
Well, Kevin said we're going live. I need Gallagher, so I got you Gallagher.
Kevin
I
was
never said that.
he was so thrown off.
Yeah,
You were
I did not say we
You
needed
did?
Gallagher.
No,
It was your own call. I didn't want Gallagher. They had asked, and I said no. You went and got him anyway and drug him into the studio. I'm like, what are you doing?
We were in the middle.
I wanted Gallagher.
Yes, I did not want Gallagher. You just brought him in. I'm like, all right, what am I going to do with this guy?
I don't remember.
I
I'm
actually
like, this is not going to go well.
I swear to you, I thought you were drunk or on something because we were in the middle of a segment.
Yes,
and
we had something else going on, and you just walked him right in. I never asked you to do it at all. I'm like, what's she doing?
I don't remember.
It had nothing to do with Gallagher. We're doing like
Terrible radio.
a relationship segment, and all of a sudden Virginia goes, "Oh my gosh, Kev, it's Gallagher!" Gets up, runs out of the studio, rips him out of his photo shoot.
Had to end that segment and go into whatever Virginia did on the air, which was not good.
That was wild, man.
It's like, what is she doing?
That was insane.
Wow.
And that morning show did not like that.
No.
I can't
don't think
imagine
anybody liked
why.
it. So we're asking you, what is the craziest KVJ show moment? And according to the poll that we did on KVJ TV on YouTube, the Rob Schneider interview won out. 45% said that was our craziest moment. That interview gone wrong. Virginia drunk at the Dolphins game, 33% of the vote. And the wrestling gone wrong is only 22% of the vote.
We found it because it was on our old KVJ page. It's impossible to find. And there's some funny parts in that. It's about 9 minutes long.
You talking about the wrestling?
The wrestling, I apologize. Yeah. Yes.
I need it.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it?
I don't know if it's been like years. I would love to see it again.
Amazing.
Now, I will say some of it in the beginning is everyone just trying to kind of warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
It gets violent at the end. It's real. The people are getting hit. When I get thrown on the ground, that was not planned.
No, I felt so bad, but it was kind of hysterical. Andy, the alien, who's dressed as an alien, he had this alien mask on, and the mask gets turned on backwards, and they're hitting him with chairs. He can't even see, and he thinks he's walking to the good guy's side, and they crack him with a chair. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was open assault.
It was.
Good thing I think Andy knows a little bit about wrestling, so he sold it pretty good, too.
Yeah, he did
a great job selling it.